Hello, YouTube. It's me, Mr. Zero. Mr. Zero's Terror Ride. I'm Mr. Zero. Clown, comic, personality on YouTube. I've been working with a new agency, which it's hard to do out here in Utah to find an agent that's gonna take you on without wanting you to take a whole bunch of classes. Um, and charge you for them. That's a rare thing. They always tell you. Well, you see it all the time. Comedians, actors, and stuff on TV. They'll sit there and say, if they want you, they're just gonna hire you, and they're not gonna charge you anything. And so a lot of people get really disillusioned out here in Utah, where there isn't a lot of acting work. Movies come out here and they're looking for extras. So there isn't a lot of acting work out here, other than like for commercials. And unless you're bankable, like you can prove that you can do it, they're going to want you to take classes, and they're going to charge you for that. And I found a loophole with my agency and got a good deal on classes. And so now they want me to make a compilation, a list of all the voices I can do, because they see me as a strong voiceover artist. They see me as a good actor, but an even better voiceover actor. So yeah, my wife went and started compiling the voices and accents that she knows I can do. And it's just kind of funny to look down this list and all these, because all these voices started off. They all developed in just me telling stories to people and doing weird voices to go along with the stories, and the jokes and all that. Like I've got one here called Ralph the Doula, and for those of you who don't know what a doula is someone that helps women give birth. It's like a midwife. It's just another name for midwife, as far as I know. I don't know what the specifics are, but a doula is just a funny little word, doula, and they help women give birth. I'm like, well, who's the last person you'd want to do that? It's gonna be some guy named Ralph, who's probably overweight, balding, sweaty, and greasy. His name's Ralph. It's like, hey, I'm Ralph the doula. I hear that you need my services, so I came over as quick as I could. I've got my bag with me. And we'll deliver that baby, and then I'll teach you how to make a meatball sandwich afterwards, and it's delicious. So spread them legs apart and let's get down to business. And his name's Ralph, but we call him Ralph the doula because that would be a nice any place where you want an inappropriate character like that, any place where you'd have to be sensitive, kind of nurturing. Instead, it's Ralph, who's just right down to business, getting ready to do it. Hey, so all you kids here, you're here for kindergarten, huh? Well, I'm Ralph, the kindergarten teacher, and I'm gonna teach you guys all how to do taxes today, okay? You're gonna help me do mine. That kind of character. Um, my wife has down here. It's this kind of voice. Excuse me, excuse me. We call it the Upper East Side, New York. I don't really know where it's supposed to be, but I attribute it to Upper East Side, New York, because that's, I think, where it comes from. Hello? Or I don't know. I think it's Upper New York, but she puts Upper East Side. No, I have no idea where this accent's really from. It's the Snooty Man voice is what it should be called. This started, and it's a true story. I was working in the meat department. This guy calls up, excuse me, I was wondering if you have some Rukasnaka. I can't remember what it was he was asking for. I says, nope, we don't carry that. Well, do you know what that is? I says, no. It's a type of sausage. I says, well, then I can really assure you, sir, I don't have it. Well, how do you know you don't have it? Because I would have heard of it if we had it. Well, but where do you think I could find some? I said, well, you should try a delicatessen. What's a delicatessen? I says, delicatessen, it's like a deli. It's a place where you go to buy fancy meats. I've never heard of this thing. And I'm like, well, I've never heard of your sausage. And I was looking at us, listening to that accent, I'm going, he's lived at delicatessens. It's good. I went to the delicatessen the other day, and they made me a sandwich. You would not believe it. It had meatballs on it. I tell you, I couldn't decide between the spaghetti or a sandwich, so I had a meatball sandwich. Have you ever heard of that? It's so insane but wonderful, and it's delightful. They put cheese on it and onions, and it was to die for. The man who made it is named Ralph, and he just made it so good. That's my snooty man. And then she has one listed down here as homie, and that just came out. We were talking about John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith, and what if you just said Jingleheimer Smith? And I said, hey, yo, I'm John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. Da 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 da. And that's my homie one there, you know? John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith's my name. Da 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 da. And she has down, oddly enough, she tried to write down Yiddish, but she wrote Yiddish because she didn't know that it's two D's and not two T's. But Yiddish is an accent I've been doing. I love listening to Jewish people talk because they have such an interesting way of talking to each other. And sometimes they get passionate and they start yelling things. And you wouldn't believe it. But they have a little lilt to their voice that I really find very, very good for telling stories. Listen, children. Let me tell you about the days back in Egypt. I was not a mason back then. I did not work the stone. What I did was I sold snake oil and other things to the slaves to help them deal with their work issues, you know. Some of them, they would come to me and they would have abrasions on their hands and arms, and I would sell them things. And it helped them much. And she has her superhero, which my superhero is very similar to a radio voice. If you need something solved, you call Superhero Man. And she also has Charlton Heston. I've been doing Charlton Heston just to do bad impressions of him. To sit there and say, repent, and you shall be saved. Let my people go, Pharaoh. And I'll sit there and say, get your stinking dirty hands off me, you damn dirty ape. You shall have my gun while you pry it from my cold, dead hands, Mr. President. She also has the stoner surfer dude, man. Maybe stoner surfer dude will hang up with the Rastafarian who's sitting on the beach. He said, I've noticed that you are sitting there surfing all day. Are you trying to leave the island, man? You go out there and you paddle out, and then the tide brings you back. Jah wants you to stay here in paradise. Dude, it's called surfing, man! And then that's very close to extreme! Extreme, man! Does everything to the extreme! He pees Mountain Dew! And when his Mountain Dew has been sitting around too long, you know what that is? Mellow yellow. I've got my Sean Connery impression. Lovely party, but he wasn't invited. And oftentimes I'll do a little jokes about Sean Connery hanging out with Harvey Fierstein. Hello, Harvey. How you doing? Hello, Sean. You're looking dapper today. Yes, I'm wearing what they call it's a Panama hat. Oh, you look so cute in it, Sean. And you got a matching suit with it too. Yes, don't I look like kind of a rich investor in expeditions and such? Don't I look nice and dapper today? What you eating there? Well, I've decided to make myself a peanut butter and onion sandwich. That sounds good, Sean. Would you make me one too? Yes. Would you like red onion or yellow? Red sounds tasty. Oh yes, it's a sweeter onion. It goes really good with peanut butter. And the peanut butter just rolls on the tongue. That's my Sean Connery, and that's my Harvey. I think it's Fierstein. And then I would sit there, and it was like this idea I was going to do a radio show or something with like Harvey and Sean. And then Marlon Brando is going to hang out with Barney. Hello, what you doing today, Barney? Well, Marlon, I was having a delightfully delightful day today, and wondered what you want to do. Well, I'm just going to sit here and wallow in my own filth and eat grapes all day, but you dance around and makes me happy. Well, I'm going to sing a song for you. and then we'll learn a thing or two. That sounds so wonderful, Bonnie. I love your happy spirit. Oh, that's my Marlon Brando, and that's my Barney. Anyone want to sit there and tell me how much these accents suck? I don't care. I have fun doing them, and that's the only reason why I do them. It's not whether or not it's a dead-on parody. It's just that it's a parody, and I can use it when I need to. What else have I got listed down here? I think that's it. Oh, I forgot one of my favorites. If you've watched the show Oddities, there's this man who comes on buying a straitjacket, and his name is Edgar Oliver. He's an actor and a playwright, and he's very creepy. Seems so weird. He's so weird that on a second episode, he buys a bank lamp, a regular, ordinary bank lamp for $100. It's so wicked. That's Edgar Oliver. Which if I can't do a Vincent Price. So it's a good thing I saw this guy, because now if I have to do something Vincent Price-esque, I'll just pull out Edgar, and that's as close as I can get. Because I was trying to do a Vincent Price and was informed by Dan Castellaneta's, I think that's how you pronounce his name, from The Simpsons impression of Vincent Price. It's, hello, I'm back from the grave. And it just doesn't work. I can't pull it off. A lot of my impressions are just based on other people's impressions. Like, Arnold Palmer does not sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it's as close as I come. My name is Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I must now travel incognito, so I've chosen a new name, and that name is Arnold Palmer. Do you like lemonade? Do you like iced tea? Then you will like me. I am light and refreshing. Arnold Palmer. Hear me now and remember later. I did not have sex with 32 women that were not my wife. I would not do that. I am the governor, after all. I did not conceive two illegitimate children with a woman that was not my wife. I would not do that. Or maybe I did. Oh no! My wife is leaving me! Maria! Maria! I once had a wife named Maria. She was a Kennedy. Now she is leaving me. Maria! That's my Arnold Palmer character. That's mostly informed. That's as much Rainier Wolfcastle from Simpsons as anything else. I was born to lead, not to read. And that's as many as I've got down now. There's more that'll probably pop up, but those are the ones that I've got listed down for doing voiceover. It's good to have a good catalog. I didn't do. I've got down British, but there's so many different British. Like if I'm in a good mode, and I know I'm not, so I'm not gonna try doing my Cockney, because my Cockney quickly turns Australian if I'm not careful. And my Australian, when I try to do an Australian, it's usually atrocious. It's like a really bad Steve Irwin. Hello, good day. I'm Steve Irwin. I'm out here on the Great Barrier Reef. We're looking for sharks today. Also around me are nothing but a bunch of stingrays. The puppies, as the CIA like to call them. They're not scary at all, or the slightest bit. Ah! Ah! No, probably was in bad taste, but that's my Steve Irwin impression. But for British, I could sit there and sit there. I say, I couldn't help but notice there's an arrow sticking out of your head. How did that get there? I say, rather. Would you like to go and play a bit of tennis? I love tennis. Tennis and tea by 3. That's my motto. I have plenty of mottos, but that's one of my favorites. I'm almost out of time on this, so that's one of the English accents I can do, and I can do many more. And now I'm out of time. So, adios!